If you are watching this right now, it is likely because something in your twin flame journey no longer makes sense the way it used to. You may have tried to move forward by dating someone else, hoping that time, distance, or a new connection would quiet what you feel. Yet instead of clarity, you experienced confusion. Instead of relief, you felt drained. Perhaps you noticed subtle but unsettling shifts, your energy dropping, your emotions feeling disconnected, or your heart unable to fully open no matter how hard you tried. This can leave you questioning yourself, wondering why what should feel normal suddenly feels impossible. In today's video, we will gently unravel one of the most misunderstood phases of the twin flame journey. What truly happens when twin flames attempt to form romantic bonds with other people? We will explore why these connections often feel incomplete, why emotional exhaustion or detachment arises, and why the universe seems to respond differently once a twin flame is recognized. This is not about guilt, judgment, or right and wrong. It is about understanding the energetic and emotional truth beneath these experiences, so you no longer feel lost inside them. By the end of this video, you may begin to see your past and present connections through a completely new lens. What once felt like confusion or failure may reveal itself as guidance. What felt like emotional blockage may show itself as protection. Instead of questioning your worth or your ability to love, you may recognize these experiences as messages, gently steering you back toward alignment and truth. If you allow yourself to stay until the end, this understanding has the power to reshape how you view your journey and bring clarity to moments that once felt painfully unresolved. Section 1. The nagging pullback to your twin flame. When twin flames consciously choose to date other people after finding one another, one of the most powerful and persistent experiences that arises is an undeniable pullback toward each other. It is not loud or dramatic. It does not demand attention. Instead, it arrives quietly, like a soft whisper from the universe, reminding you of a soul-level bond that cannot be substituted, overwritten, or forgotten. No matter how logical your choices seem on the surface, something deeper continues to call you home. You may notice this pull as a longing that no new connection can fully soothe. Even when another relationship is healthy, kind, or emotionally supportive, there is often a subtle sense that something essential is missing. Conversations may flow, affection may be present, and yet the feeling of true arrival never quite settles in. This happens because no one else can mirror the core frequency of your twin flame. That resonance exists beyond personality, compatibility, or effort. It is energetic, instinctive, and unmistakable. This pull rarely announces itself in obvious ways. Instead, it reveals itself through quiet, meaningful moments. A sudden wave of nostalgia that appears without warning. A song that stirs emotion far deeper than expected. Vivid dreams where your twin feels closer than anyone you see in waking life. Brief flashes of comfort or familiarity that arise with no clear source. These moments are not random. They are reminders of a connection that operates beyond conscious choice. Before recognizing your twin flame, you may have felt content in relationships, unaware that a deeper form of connection even existed. Love felt sufficient as it was. But once this recognition occurs, that innocence fades. You begin to understand what true resonance feels like, and from that point forward, anything less carries a sense of incompletion. It is not dissatisfaction with others. It is awareness of a depth that cannot be unseen. For those who have not yet met their twin flame in physical form, this pull may still be present as a lingering sense that someone is missing. You may date, connect, and even commit, while quietly holding the feeling that there is someone else meant for you. This knowing can feel confusing or unsettling at times, especially when it cannot be logically explained. Yet, it is also a gentle promise, a reassurance that your journey is unfolding with purpose, precision, and divine timing, even when the path does not yet make sense. Before we move into the next layer of this journey, take a quiet moment to reflect on what you just felt as you listened. If any part of this resonated with your own experience, it is not by accident. Your awareness is already opening, already remembering. If this message spoke to you, gently support the channel by liking the video so it can reach others who are walking this same path. And if you feel called, Leave a comment sharing what this pull has felt like for you, or simply type, "I honor the bond my soul remembers," as a way of acknowledging your truth. Sometimes naming what we feel is the first step toward understanding what comes next. Section 2. The jarring "what if" feeling. When twin flames choose to date other people, a deeply unsettling experience often rises to the surface, the persistent, haunting question of what if. It does not arrive loudly or dramatically. Instead, it slips into quiet moments, catching you off guard when your guard is down. You may be present in your daily life, yet suddenly pulled inward by a thought that feels unfinished, unresolved, and impossible to silence. Many find themselves drifting into vivid daydreams or intense dreams where they reconnect with their twin flame in another timeline, another version of reality where separation never happened. In these inner spaces, the bond feels unmistakably alive, warm, familiar, and timeless. There is no awkwardness, no distance, no confusion. It feels as though nothing was ever lost, only temporarily misplaced. When you wake, the emotional residue lingers, leaving you shaken by how real it felt, how natural it was to exist together again. This creates a profound inner conflict. One part of you is trying to move forward, to be present, to give someone new a genuine chance. Another part remains deeply anchored to a connection that defies logic, reason, and explanation. You may question yourself, wondering why your heart keeps circling back to something that appears unavailable or impractical. Yet, the pull does not weaken simply because you tell it to. It persists, quiet but firm, like gravity. This split awareness can feel emotionally chaotic, as if you are standing in two worlds at once. Outwardly, you may be building something new, learning someone else's patterns, routines, and emotional language. Inwardly, your soul feels elsewhere, tethered to a presence that still feels like home. The contrast can be exhausting. You may feel restless, distracted, or emotionally drained without fully understanding why, even when nothing seems wrong on the surface. Many experience anxiety or a subtle sense of inner resistance during this phase, not because they are failing or making a mistake, but because their soul is pushing back against a truth that cannot be negotiated away. The exhaustion comes from attempting to override recognition with logic, from asking the heart to forget what the soul already knows. This lingering "what if" is not fantasy or wishful thinking. It is memory, it is recognition, it is the echo of a bond that exists beyond circumstance, timing, or choice. You are not imagining it, and you are not weak for feeling it. Some connections do not fade simply because life asks you to move on. They remain, quietly reminding you that once you have known a certain depth of connection, your soul never fully pretends it didn't exist. Section 3. Attempting to extract your twin flame from your energy. The third phenomenon many twin flames encounter is the intense sensation of trying to remove their twin flame from their energetic field. At first, this effort feels logical, even necessary. You may believe that distancing yourself emotionally or energetically will bring peace, clarity, or relief. Yet, despite good intentions, this attempt often feels deeply unnatural, as though you are forcing your system to operate against its own design. Twin flames are not connected in the way most relationships are. They are energetically the same frequency, two expressions of a single core essence. This bond is not something that can be switched off, detached, or compartmentalized at will. It is not merely a cord between two people. It is an intertwining at the level of identity, awareness, and soul memory. When you attempt to extract your twin flame from your energy, you are not removing an external presence, you are attempting to separate from a part of yourself. When this happens, the system often reacts immediately. Resistance arises, sometimes subtly, sometimes intensely. Emotional turbulence may surface without warning. Old feelings may resurface, or a sense of inner agitation may take hold even when nothing in your external life appears unstable. The body often joins this response. Physical fatigue, heaviness in the chest, pressure in the head, or an unexplainable lack of vitality can follow, leaving you feeling depleted without understanding why. Many describe this phase as feeling drained or uninspired, as if their inner light has dimmed. Creative flow may stall, Motivation fades. What once felt effortless now requires force. Others experience sudden emotional waves, sadness, longing, or frustration that seem to come from nowhere, disrupting moments that were otherwise calm. These reactions are not signs of weakness or emotional dependency. They are signals of energetic misalignment. What is particularly revealing is what happens when reconnection occurs. For many twin flames, even a brief energetic acknowledgement, an internal acceptance, or a moment of soul-level recognition brings immediate relief. Vitality returns. Mental clarity sharpens. Inspiration flows again. The heaviness lifts, not because circumstances changed, but because alignment was restored. This experience is often misunderstood as dependency, but it is not. Dependency drains. Alignment restores. Dependency weakens. Alignment strengthens. When you move against your soul's truth, the body responds with resistance. When you honor that truth without needing to act on it or define it, the system relaxes back into coherence. Your energy is not asking you to cling or chase. It is asking you to stop denying what is already integrated. The discomfort does not come from the bond itself, but from fighting its existence. When you stop attempting to extract what was never separate to begin with, energy naturally reorganizes, and balance returns on its own. Before we move forward, take a moment to pause with what you've just felt. Notice how your body responded as you listened, how certain words may have resonated more deeply than others. Reflection is part of integration. If this section mirrored your own experience, you're not alone in it. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments, whether it's a realization, a question, or simply the feeling this stirred within you. And if words feel unnecessary right now, you can just type, "Alignment restores my energy," as a quiet acknowledgement of your truth. Your presence here matters, and your reflection may help someone else recognize what they've been feeling but couldn't yet name. Section 4. Communication challenges in new connections. Twin flame connections operate far beyond spoken language. Their communication is often non-verbal, energetic, and instantaneous, an exchange that happens beneath words where meaning is felt rather than explained. With a twin flame, understanding arrives in flashes of recognition. Emotions are sensed before they are named. Awareness moves faster than speech, and connection flows without effort. When twin flames enter new romantic relationships, this contrast becomes especially pronounced. Conversations that should feel natural may suddenly require focus and effort. Words feel heavier. Emotional expression can feel strangely restricted, as if something essential is missing between what is felt and what can be said. You may notice pauses where responses once came easily, or a sense that you are translating yourself rather than expressing yourself. You might sit across from someone who genuinely cares, someone kind, attentive, and emotionally available, yet still feel unseen or misunderstood. This is not because the other person lacks depth or intention. It is because the soul-level language you once shared with your twin, where a glance carried entire conversations and silence, held meaning, is absent. What once required no explanation now demands clarification, context, and careful wording. With your twin, communication was instinctive. A look conveyed reassurance. A moment of quiet held understanding. There was no need to justify feelings or search for the right phrasing. In new connections, however, communication often becomes measured and filtered. You may find yourself choosing words cautiously, editing emotional truth, or holding back nuances that feel difficult to articulate. This shift can be disorienting, creating a quiet sense of isolation even in the presence of another. Over time, this contrast can leave twin flames feeling emotionally unfulfilled, not because the new connection is wrong, but because it operates on a different frequency. The absence of energetic resonance can make even healthy communication feel incomplete, as though something vital remains just out of reach. Grounding and mindfulness can offer support during this phase. Taking a few moments to breathe and reconnect with your body before conversations can help you stay present rather than withdrawn. Journaling moments of nonverbal awareness, sensations, emotions, or intuitive insights can also bridge the gap between what you feel and what you express. These practices do not recreate the twin flame dynamic, but they do reconnect you to authenticity, allowing deeper presence and clarity even within unfamiliar emotional landscapes. Every connection you encounter along this path arrives with purpose. Nothing is random, and nothing is wasted. Each relationship, each moment of closeness or distance, reflects a deeper invitation to understand yourself more honestly. Dating others is not a betrayal of the twin flame bond. It is part of the process of exploration, clarification, and integration. It helps you see what resonates, what no longer aligns, and what your soul truly longs for beneath attachment and expectation. The twin flame connection does not vanish simply because you look elsewhere. It does not compete, demand, or punish. It waits quietly, steady and unchanged, beyond time and circumstance. This bond is not threatened by experience. It is revealed through it. What is real remains intact, even when you are learning through contrast. Honor what you feel without judgment or shame. Do not rush yourself or force conclusions before they are ready to be lived. Trust what your soul recognizes, even when the mind seeks certainty. Growth does not always look clean or linear. Sometimes it looks like questioning, exploring, and choosing honesty over guilt. And that, too, is sacred. If this journey resonates with you, I invite you to share your experience in the comments. You may simply write, "Twin flames," or "I deserve love." Your words matter more than you realize. Your story may arrive at the exact moment someone else needs reassurance that they are not lost, broken, or doing something wrong. If this message brought you clarity or comfort, please like the video and share it with someone who may be walking this path in silence. And when you are ready, continue with the next video below, where we go even deeper into understanding the unfolding of the twin flame journey. Stay connected to your heart. Stay honest with your soul. And trust that your path is not delayed or denied, it is unfolding exactly as it must.